Good afternoon. Thank y'all for being here. We'll watch our participant list to make sure that everyone is joining us. We are down to the deadline of coming in, and we're so glad you all are here. My name is Beth Wallace. I've been on the Terrier Talks before. I'm married Carmen Jordan, who usually runs this. Had another commitment this afternoon, but we wanted to continue with our plan to talk to you about MoveIn. Excuse me. Today we have Dean Lawless, who is the Director of Residence Life, and Dean Lemire, who is a Dean of Student Involvement, and he has some great information to share with us on MoveIn. He was a former Director of Residence Life, so we have him as our support, and we're glad to have him as always. So what I would like to do now is what Mary Carmen would typically do. I'm going to share my screen with just a few ground rules and go over that with you. Again, you're welcome. We would love to see your faces, but if you are more comfortable just listening, Dean Lemire will be following the chat to make sure we get all of your questions answered. Again, our Terrier Talk, this is our last Terrier Talk of the summer because you will be here soon. And that's a good thing. And we've enjoyed doing these this summer. So I wanted just a few ground rules. As you can see, we would like you to unmute yourselves. We would love to see your faces. Thank you. But stay muted while we're on our, and that's indicated by here on our program. Here also, you can see the other participants that will be joining us. So you might see your roommate, you might see someone who you recognize their name from our FYI profile page, but happy to see so many people joining us today. Won't be long, you'll be seeing each other in person. Well, again, we'll be watching the chat room, and remember to make sure the message goes to everyone so everyone can see the chat, but we will be addressing any questions you have. Move-in information and tips. I'm going to stop sharing, and Dean Lawless is going to take over. He has lots of great information to share with you.
Welcome, everyone. We're so excited to have you joining us today, and really excited to be talking about Move-In Day. It is my favorite day of the year at Wofford College. It is hot and it is a long day, but it is a fun day and a really exciting day for all of us here, and I hope for all of you as well. So I'm going to share my screen as well, and we'll go over a couple of tips and pointers for Move-In Day. Everybody should be seeing the slide screen now. And we'll talk through just some of these things that we found have worked best in the past, and some pointers to help you prepare as you get ready to come to Wofford in just 4 days. So first thing is, what should you be packing? Maybe some of you have already been packing. Maybe you're ambitious and well organized. I was not when I was coming as a student at Wofford. I'll tell you, I was an 11 o'clock the night before kind of person. Maybe don't be like me and pack a little before that. But if you are still in the process of packing, here are some things that we might encourage you to bring: laundry supplies, linens for your bed, a pillow. A lot of people forget pillows. Don't forget your pillow. Toiletries, something for your bathroom to carry your toiletries in, a little tray or basket or something like that. A personal fan. All of our residence halls are air conditioned, but we know that folks might have different temperature preferences than their roommates. And so we found that folks enjoy having a personal fan that they can control kind of their environment with. Don't forget school supplies. That's also another one that gets left out off the list quite regularly. You are coming to school, and I know we're excited to decorate the residence hall and make it look nice and make it feel like home. We want you to do that, but don't forget that your primary goal is to be here to learn. So make sure you bring your pencils and your pens and your notebooks and your laptops and whatever else you might need for class. Those are important supplies. We are fortunate to have several locations at which you can shop on Move-In Day if you need to. Target and Walmart are just down the road from us a little ways. So if you do forget something, that's easy to pick it up. We also encourage you to bring a surge protector. We, especially now living in an electronic society, we need power to a lot of things that we've got. And maybe we don't have enough outlets for you. So bring a surge protector. Please do not bring extension cords. Those are not surge protectors, and they are not allowed. They are a fire hazard, and our fire marshal does not allow us to have those in our buildings. And so we are obligated as a college to collect those if we find them. It's not something we want to do, not something we like to do. So we just encourage you from the get-go to have something that's safe and appropriate, and a surge protector does just that. You can get them that are a couple feet long that might extend the reach of a cord if you need, but please do not bring extension cords, and instead opt for a surge protecting device. We encourage you to find one that's UL listed or certified, just so that we know it is tested for safety. Things not to bring: please don't bring weapons or firearms. Please don't bring extension cords. As I said, we don't want anything that could cause a fire. That also includes things like candles or incense burners, anything with an exposed heating surface, toaster ovens, grills, space heaters, hot plates. All those things are not great for our residence halls. We want to make sure that we've got a safe community in which to live. And so we encourage you to just leave those things at home. Again, all these not to bring items, we've got to confiscate them if we see them. It's not something we want to do. But again, we've got to make sure our community is safe for all of you to live in. Please don't bring your pets on move-in day. I have a dog. I'm a pet person. I actually have a dog and a cat, and love pets, love animals. We love to see them, but we don't love to see them in the residence halls. We have some pretty significant and serious cleaning protocols we've got to go through if a pet comes into our building, and that just inconveniences a lot of people. So please leave them at home, and say goodbye to Fido before you head off to Wofford on Saturday morning. Even visiting pets are not permitted on campus or in our residence halls. Certainly, pets are allowed to walk around campus, but just not in our residence halls and buildings. So just leave them at home on move-in day. Alcohol and illegal drugs, of course, we've got to say it. All of our first-year halls are dry, which means alcohol is not permitted in them. And they're also substance-free halls. We do not allow illegal drugs anywhere on our campus. And so we ask that you not bring them to our campus. And again, please leave your alcohol and any other substances that are illegal at home. We're also a smoke-free campus. So be aware of that as you come to campus and think about what you're bringing. As you prepare, we encourage you to continue checking your email regularly. That's where we're going to send the most updated information. If something changes, that's where you're going to get it. Nothing really is going to change at this point, but just keep an eye on that for more information, helpful hints, and those kind of things as you prepare. Your first stop on move-in day is going to be the Mungo Student Center. So you're going to come down to Evans Street, and you're going to meet us at the front of the Mungo Student Center. We'll have some packets for you. We'll have a card to make sure you've checked off everything on your list. You'll get your room key and more instructions about unloading. You'll have this packet that has your room key, has an unloading map, that has some passes for your car, all this important stuff that you're going to need. So you've got to come to the Mungo Student Center first. Please do not get in the unloading lines until you've stopped by to see us, gotten that packet. That packet's going to have everything you need to know about the rest of the day and moving in. We have some detailed maps that will show you exactly where to take your car. And the good news is we do all the heavy lifting for you. So you get to stay in your car as we unload your items and take them to your room. To help us with that, we ask that you label everything. It's easy for things to get shuffled around and taken to the wrong room. And so if we've got it clearly labeled, we encourage folks to slap a piece of masking tape on those plastic containers or write it on the outside of the cardboard box. Put a tag on any bags or backpacks or anything that we'll be unloading. Put some masking tape on your furniture and write your name and your room number. And that ensures that as we're unloading things, our staff, everyone who's helping, will be able to know where those items need to go. Every year something will get lost in the shuffle, but we've always been able to find it and make sure it gets to the right person. But it's most helpful if we've got those things labeled. So I encourage you, as you go, write your name and your room number so that it doesn't get lost on move-in day. Dean, do we have any questions we need to get to? Okay.
You're doing great, my friend.
Thank you. Dean Wallace, Dean Lemire, anything y'all to add to these items? Got one more slide to go, but I want to give y'all a chance to jump in if you need to.
I think the only thing I would reiterate, and again, I don't think we can say it enough, is just to remember to go to the Mungo Student Center first, as Dean Wallace said. You're going to have so many people that will be there to help Saturday, but the one thing that's going to be hard for us to help with is if you start going down Campus Drive first. We have very specific and intentional drop areas, unloading areas. And so for us to help you the most, please just come to Mungo Center first, where we'll be able to help you the most.
Thank you for that, Dean Lemire. And then just a couple of helpful tips for move-in day and moving forward. Again, students, please check your Wofford email regularly. That's our primary method of contact for you now and into the future. Just get in that habit of checking it every day. Review your student checklist before you come. Make sure everything's checked off. If you got questions about it, please ask. Our staff is available all week, and the college is fully staffed this week, so we can help answer any questions or concerns you might have if there's a missing check or something there. Make sure you've submitted all your required information to the Wellness Center. We have to be cleared by the Wellness Center, which means we've either submitted a COVID vaccine record or a waiver. We've got to have that on file in the Wellness Center in order to get you a packet and a key. So please make sure that's done. If it hasn't been done, take care of it today. Again, can't reiterate this enough. Mark all your belongings before you come, just so we don't have to worry about anything getting lost. And then most importantly, I just encourage you as students to take responsibility and ownership of your Wofford experience from day one. We are here to help you. We're here to encourage you and to empower you, but ultimately it's up to you how this experience goes for you. And so I just encourage you from the get-go on move-in day, be the person that checks yourself in. You get out of the car and come up and grab the packet, take responsibility for your experience, and just plan to have a great time here at Wofford. Parents, just a couple of words of advice that if I can offer some, be supportive and ask questions. Don't undervalue your experience. You have great life experience. You've gotten your kids this far, and we are so grateful for the work that you've done and that you're going to share them with us for 4 years. And so own that. You are an expert on your child, and don't undervalue what that means to them. Be supportive and ask them questions to help nudge them in the right direction. Let them be responsible, though. Encourage them to do the checking of the My Wofford list. Encourage them to be the one that does the check-in process when they get here on Saturday. And encourage them to contact staff if they need help or faculty if they've got questions. We really encourage you to empower them to be independent and to own this experience as their own. And we are so excited. I will tell you right now, we're just so excited to walk alongside you and our students for the next 4 years. That's one of the reasons I love move-in day, right? It's a day that's full of possibility. It's the start of a new chapter for everybody that's coming onto campus. And there's nothing more exciting than that. So I hope that if you get anything out of this, it's that we're going to be here for you. We're going to help you however we can, and also to write your name on your stuff, because that's really important too. We are happy to answer any questions you've got now. If there are any, please put them in the chat. We'll be happy to get to them and help you out however we can. Again, we are just really excited to see you on Saturday. I apologize for not looking super professional today. We have been running around getting residence halls ready and training our RA staff. And so campus is just buzzing with energy, and we're really excited to get it all kicked off in just a couple of days. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now so we can see each other.
We have a couple of questions in the chat. Alex is asking, should we go to the Mungo Student Center if we're going to be early move-in?
If you are here with an early arrival group, there are a couple of groups of students that may be coming in early to do some training or what have you. You will come to the Mungo Student Center first. You'll come to check in with the Office of Residence Life. Our office is on the second floor of the Mungo Student Center. There are signs as you walk in. If you can't find us, there are people spread all around the building. Just stop and ask somebody and they can get you up to us. But that's where you'll go to check in. And if you've got questions, your individual program advisor should be able to help with that.
And I appreciate this question. Will we need an ID to check in? This will be one of the few times you don't need an ID to check in or to go to the residence halls or to go eat a meal. You should have taken the opportunity, I hope you did, to do your ID online. You uploaded a picture. And if you did that, your ID will be ready for you to pick up on our end. If you have not done that in your checklist, then you will have an opportunity that you have to go to campus safety and have that ID made on site, because you will have to have an ID. So do you have to have an ID to check in? Not to check in, but as you leave check-in and registration, you should have an ID in hand. That does get you into the residence halls. It allows you to swipe for meals. It also allows library access and resources. So go online if you have not done that. Dean Lemire, do you know if they're still accepting pictures, or at this point they have to do it when they get here?
I think they're finished at this point because of the time. So they'll have to do them in person once they get here.
And that's okay. We will,
Yes.
we have a really good system. Our campus safety office is right where we're registering. And so we make that as convenient as possible. The other thing I would say, and if Dean Lawless said this, let me just reiterate it because I think this is near and dear to my heart. Go on the FYI website, look at your personalized checklist, what you have and have not done. The three of us are instrumental in organizing that process that day. And I will tell you, I feel very strongly that it all needs to be done before you move into your residence hall. That's your car registration, that's your medical information. This year, unfortunately, is also your COVID documentation. It's also your ID and other things, business office, financial aid. All of that will be convenient to you during registration at the Mungo Student Center. But if you have finished all of that, think of it as passing go and collecting $200 in Monopoly. You literally will have a card handed to you with everything checked off, and you literally go to the express line and get your ID, your room key, instructions for how we can help you unload. It is a smooth process. That's why that information has been up literally for months for you to have that opportunity to get that completed. We will give that chance to you when you get here, but we would love to make this as smooth as possible. It's a very highly emotional day. As a parent and as a licensed counselor, it's a very emotional day. And we just want to give you every opportunity to make it as fun and as stress-free as possible. So just keep that in mind. Still time to do those things. It's just Tuesday, thank goodness, of this week. We're glad for this whole week to look forward to getting you here. Another question is, I do not see the August 10th and August 17th Terrier Talks posted online. Let me ask Mary Carmen Jordan, who's been posting those. I made a note already to ask her and see if that was just overlooked, or to make sure that we get those online for you. And I appreciate someone going back and looking at those very much. She puts a lot of effort and time into this schedule. So thank you for that. And we'll make sure that I will email her and ask her about those sessions. Anything
Wallace,
else?
if I can interrupt for 1 second.
Sure.
One question that's not up, but I know we get asked a lot is, when will we find out about our mailing information, like how we receive our mail? All that information will be in your packets when you check in. So it's that kind of stuff that's important, that when you get here, that will all be a part of the packet. Dean Wallace, I was thinking too, just because I think of how you led this this whole day for a number of years. I know the schedule's on the website and they can look at it in detail, but I've heard you a number of times, just in a brief way, say what that first day is like, especially for parents.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought maybe 60 seconds, if you could just share that,
Sure.
I thought that might be helpful.
I'll be glad to. We do spend a lot of time to make sure our schedule for that first day is time enough for you to spend time with family, but also time to get the things done that we need to get done and get you here and in your residence halls, and commuters. If we have any commuters, we certainly want to welcome you. So as you know, you check in early that morning and we will be here ready for you. The check-in process I've explained a little bit, and then we literally have great routes that we have developed. Dean Lawless actually improved our maps significantly this year, and so I'm excited about that. And you'll see the narratives, that the map you'll get easy to follow. So when that's completed and you get moved in, and literally we are about finished with our lines of cars by about 11:30, 12. I mean, we have it down to a pretty good science. Even with the refrigerators and the futons and all of that you bring, which we love. After that, at 3 o'clock, we'll welcome our commuter students to register in the Mungo Student Center. So that is the same location for you. At 3:30, we have an opening session on the front lawn for all parents who are here, as well as students. And that's about a 30-minute. We do not ask you to be out in the heat too long. We have bottles of water for your enjoyment, and it's been a busy day already, but that's at 3:30. Thereafter, students will join Dean Hurley and other faculty to go over this code of student rights and responsibilities and the honor code in Leonard Auditorium, which will be located right there in the main building. As you can see, we're pretty strategic about doing that session first because that's how important it is for you all to know right away what our community standards are on campus. So students will go to that location. Parents, we have something really good for you and unique. You will travel down to the Jerry Richardson Indoor Stadium, which is our new basketball arena. It is absolutely beautiful and a beautiful location to land for a little while. You will have back-to-back sessions with a nice refreshment break in between. The first is an academic panel led by Dr. Carol Wilson and others who will talk about advising through 4 years. So parents have a really good idea of what our system is for advising for your student for the 4 years. It's a very critical part of our process here and making sure our students get what they need from their education. Follow that again is a nice refreshment break right there in the location. And then Dr. Robinson finishes that up with a really moving and inspirational talk to parents about parenting this generation of college students. You don't want to miss that. I have been here for 30 years and 2 of my daughters came and I went to his session both times. So it's really worth going to. After that, we enjoy a nice big picnic on the Burwell front lawn for all to enjoy together at 6:30. And the President's Home, which is directly across the street, will have a dessert reception for everyone. And then at 8 o'clock on our schedule, it's pretty clear, parents depart campus. You know, we try to keep our sentences clear and concise, and it literally is a noun of our parents depart. So we ask you to give us the rest of the time with your students. We hope you've given you enough time throughout the day to be with your student. And after that, it is from Saturday evening at 8 p.m., beginning with Dean Lawless and his staff with Residence Life and commuter students, a session for you all. It is nonstop sessions, socials, and fun things until you start classes the following Wednesday. All of this can be found online, but certainly I appreciate you letting me go through the first day because that can be a pretty emotional day full of all kinds of things that can happen. We hope all good for you. So I hope that's helpful. Again, all of this is on our new student information webpage as well as FYI webpage online at wofford.edu. That's a lot of information. As you can see, you know, I can say that without anything written in front of me. So we've been planning for a long time and looking forward to you being here.
Dean Wallace, I have one thing to add, if I might.
Sure.
One thing I didn't mention this year, we try every year to offer an opportunity for folks who are already in town on Friday evening to move in their items. It helps us relieve some traffic. It also helps y'all maybe have a little more intentional and purposeful day for move-in and maybe a little less stressful if you don't have to load up a trailer or the back of a truck with all your things in the morning. So we are opening that option again this year. Some information went out to all first-year students last week about that option, and we'll be sending out another email probably tomorrow with some more move-in information that will continue to extend that opportunity. But on Friday evening, when we open that up, I believe at 4 p.m. Is what we've said. We will not give out any room keys. You're not checking in, but we will have someone there with a master key who can unlock your door, allow you to move some things in, whatever you want to move in. It's up to you. And then at 8 p.m. we'll go through and make sure everybody's cleared the building and lock it all up tight until Saturday morning when everyone else is moving in. So again, we're not checking in that night. So even if you take that option, you'll still need to check in at the Mungo Student Center before 11 on Saturday. And that's when you'll get your room key and those kind of things. We're not allowing anybody to stay overnight just to make sure that we've got everything in order in our residence halls before you get here. And it's open to anybody. In the past, we've kept that with just local folks. But if folks are here and you're staying in a hotel overnight or with friends somewhere nearby, you're welcome to come on Friday evening and move some items in. Just know that in order to make sure our staff is rested up and rejuvenated in order to move all your items in on Saturday, we are not able to help with those large items or any moving in on Friday evening. We'll be happy to take care of whatever else you've got left over to move in on Saturday morning between 8 and 11, 8:30 and 11.
Is there any other questions we can answer for you? Again, we really appreciate you all joining us for this time. It will be recorded and posted. Well, with that said, we are easily found, especially this week as we're preparing, and do not hesitate to reach out to us if there's any questions we may have as you prepare to come this weekend. And we'll look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you again for joining us on Terrier Talks, and let us know if there's anything we can do to make this a smooth transition for you.